Hey everybody, welcome to my new YouTube adventure. Today we're going to paint this Moonlit Beach acrylic painting. So if you're ready, grab your paint and your brushes and let's get started. Using a 1-inch flat brush, grab some of your blue paint and paint in the sky. Using a back and forth stroke all the way across the whole canvas, we're going to go ahead and paint this down all the way down to about a little more than half of the canvas. This will be your horizon line. Try to make this line as straight as you can when you're painting it in. This next step, I'm going to use some quinacridone magenta on the corners of the painting. This will give it kind of like a vignette kind of look, which draws your eyes into the center of the painting. Next, I grabbed some white paint to add to the sky so that it looks like there's clouds. So the next step, we're grabbing the same blue color that you used for the sky and you're going to put that in, you're going to fill the rest of the canvas in. That'll be the ocean. So with the same back and forth stroke that you used for the sky, you're going to use for the water on the bottom. And the horizon line, you're going to want to keep that straight, as straight as you can. Next, I used a toothbrush. So if you have a toothbrush, not an old one, not your gross, disgusting toothbrush, but if you have a toothbrush, just an extra toothbrush, go ahead and use that. This is the best thing to create stars. That's what I found. So what I did was dip the paintbrush in the water like you saw, got some white paint, swirled it around, and flicked it over the stars. I mean, the canvas. The next step, I grabbed it looks like it's a small flat brush, and what I did was grab some white paint, make sure to chisel the brush, both sides, make sure to add paint on both sides of the brush, chisel it, and here we're going to add some kind of like waves to the ocean. So just with back and forth with the chiseled edge of the brush, you're going to just add some lines. First they're going to be like just lines, and then you're just going to darken them up. Grab more white paint and add those in. So you can see that as I go further away from, like more into the canvas, I make them smaller, and as I come more out, they're bigger. This gives you perspective. Next, I'm adding the moon. What I did was I made a gray color, just a real light gray, put the moon in. For this next step, what I did was I grabbed some paint from my little paint box and I put in some rocks. I decided that I wanted them to be blue and black, and so those are the colors that I used. Paint them in. So for this next step, I decided I wanted to make some of the stars in the painting sparkle. So I grabbed a small round brush, and with a little bit of white paint I went ahead and added some sparkle to the stars. I picked about I think it was 3 stars for this painting. The next step, what I did was I grabbed some burnt sienna and some black, more burnt sienna than black, and also make it to a chisel. Chisel the brush. What we're going to do is we're going to put in our palm tree, and with the chiseled part of the brush, with a light touch, you're going to want to pull it all the way down. And the further you get down, the more pressure you're going to want to put on the brush. This will make the trunk of the palm tree thicker, and that also gives you perspective. So for this next step, using the same brush, the same small flat brush, the same brown and black color, we're going to go ahead and put in our palm leaves. These should look like, when you're done putting it in, it should look like a spider or a firework. For this next step, we're going to highlight the tree. So using the same small flat brush, grab some white paint, and we're going to go ahead and put it where you think the moon would be hitting the tree, where you think the highlight would be. And that highlight would be there in the front part of that tree. See the moon and the tree. Don't be afraid to use your fingers to smudge it out a little bit. For this next step, I'm grabbing a small flat bristle brush, some black and brown paint, and we're going to add our palm leaves. I'm adding these with like a sweeping motion, so whichever way your palm branch is going, that's the way you're going to want to sweep these palm leaves on. Make sure you thin your paint with a little bit of water. That way when you are sweeping on your palm leaves, it's much easier. I had a little bit of trouble because my paint was a little too thick. I thought my palm tree was a little bare right there, so I went ahead and got a little more paint and added another leaf. This next step, I'm using the small flat bristle brush with some yellow and green paint. I'm going to go ahead and add some grass to the foreground. I'm going to do this using a tapping motion. And there you have it. Thank you so much everybody for watching. This is my first video I ever made. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, learned something. I know I learned something. It's not easy making YouTube videos. So please like and subscribe. I will be making more tutorials on how to paint. So stay tuned. Thank you so much.